it was just a regular small town. Somewhere out there in the United States of America. Yes, just a regular small town like so many other small towns that dot the landscape of this great nation of ours. It had its main street. It had its corner diner. It had its public swimming pool. And of course, it had its people. And so ordinary and so American, so Norman Rockwell were these people of this small town that you could look right at them and know everything there was to know about them. For example, you could look at that woman at the end over there, and you could know immediately what it is she dreams of doing with her life, her big ambition. On the count of three, just shout it out. 1, 2, 3. Yes, she dreams about having her knitting business, doesn't she? It's a good business. And this gentleman right in the middle over there, you could look right at him and you could tell immediately that he regrets something that happened in his past. What does he regret? 1, 2, life. On the count of three, shout it out. What is he incredibly proud of? 1, 2, 3. What was that?
Building a credenza.
Yes, that's right. For those amongst us who might not know what a credenza is, why don't you tell us?
It's like a fancy square piece of furniture that you open things, you put things, and you close things.
Yes, that's right. He's incredibly proud of building a credenza. Folks, I tell you, it was just an ordinary small town filled with people like this.
Who dream of owning a knitting shop.
A man who dropped out of school and regrets it.
Proud of building a credenza.
Oh, I just remembered. In fact, there was one way in which this small town was not like any other. You see, in the recent past, this small town was invaded by zombies. Thank you. But not your ordinary zombies, oh no. These were very special, shape-shifting, brain-eating zombies from space with the uncanny ability to assume the shape of the first human being they devour. And therefore, at the beginning of our tale, nobody knows which one of these seemingly innocent human beings is actually an innocent human being. Which one is the mythical zombie killer? The only one with
digital program, The Real Housewives of Trailer Park County, with this breaking news. Police are receiving more calls from local residents of the outskirts of town who are reporting strange activity from various people who they claim to be zombies. The sheriff's office is stating that these calls should not be a cause for alarm, for they are most likely Halloween pranks. Nonetheless, a few animals have...
It's a lot of crying, a lot of late nights, and then of course the baby cries too.
I see what you're getting at. You're just starting off in a new business.
I really wanted to take off. It'd just be so nice to get away from my accounting job and just sit at home and knit sweet little sweaters.
Penny, I like to think of a future where you won't have to account anymore. You could just stay home, knit, run your business. We can have a family, and everything will be swell.
Oh, thanks, Jeff. I really appreciate everything you do for our little family. Speaking of which, have you your boss recently about, moving up the ladder, going further?
I'm a little scared to bring it up. He's kind of harsh.
But still, you should know your worth. You've been there longer than anybody else.
Yeah, I've been there longer than the boss.
Yeah. You know what? There's stuff. Having our own business, getting promoted, and who knows, maybe having a little one this time next year.
Would you mind wiping your shoes before you come in?
So sorry, sir.
Thank you, Gerald. Oh, I see you have some aperitives. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I took them from the credenza.
It was freshly built by the people in town.
It's an amazing bit of artisanry, I would say.
Gerald, you have been a faithful servant to our house for, well, dare I say it, at least 2 generations.
Please, Mr. Bushel, you flatter me.
No, Gerald, I have to say, I cannot imagine having lived my horrible life without you by my side. When I went to Juilliard, I thought I was on top of the world, and when I fell off the top of the world, straight down to a pit of despair, and, well, you were there to catch me.
Just a coincidence, I was walking by.
It's the Joker.
Mr. Bushel, far be it from me to suggest you open up and reveal anything about your life that you might not be comfortable talking about in front of the hired help, but if there is anything on your mind, I would certainly stand here very stiff and stoic and listen.
Yes, well, of course, you must have heard. I lost my job. I no longer am the musician at the local tavern.
Mr. Bushel, I never did quite understand how you managed to afford downside.
Yes, Gerald, downside.
Well,
Don't you worry, you will come with.
Well, how do you possibly lose a job as a musician? They didn't ask about your grades.
No, they found out I dropped out, dear.
Thank you. They did.
They did.
And that mattered as a musician?
Apparently.
That's puzzling.
I know. There, downtown in small middle America, they care about their music.
Well, I'm the only one that cared about you dropping out, and I think it looks good on me now.
Oh, dear. Well, I don't want you to fear. We will live a modest life.
With a butler.
Yes, of course. I can't build a butler without a butler.
But the house, sir, surely you're not going to need to sell Bushel Place.
Well, of course I'll need to sell Bushel Place. I know. What?
It's my house, dear. We don't need to sell. You will just have to move.
I had not considered that. Dear.
Mr. Bushel,
Yes.
might I be as bold as to suggest you move in with me? Why, I have a 2-bedroom flat on the other side of town. I go there on weekends when I don't have to work here. There's an extra cot, and by gum, I've been thinking it would be fun to have a roommate.
That sounds fabulous. You could move in with our butler.
Yes, but dear, am I getting the sense that you do not want me in the house?
Oh no, I love having you in the house. But it's
Not yet.
Come, let's go down to a sleazy tavern and drink out of dirty mugs. You hear that? Dirty mugs!
Emily, darling,
Sweet.
could you please bring my tool bill from back in the corner over there? Well, it's about time that he learns the family trade and craft. George, you're going to be 21 years old next week, and I think this is the best time for you to hop on board.
I've been apprenticing under you my whole life. It's real old timey.
Yes, you have.
Should I use the wooden mallet?
That's right. There you go, beautiful. Just along the line, there it is.
smile.
That's just like a credenza, but bigger. It's just bigger.
Emily, it's about time we tell them why we can't say the A-word. There was a little note by his side. And it said, if you ever encroach on the armoire business again, this will be you. And I promised myself, I vowed that day to never even say the word. Well, you know what it is.
Fancy dresser.
That's why we started eating credenzas. And from that day forward, the Johnston family only makes credenzas. Because I definitely would never want to see you in a delicious pool of your own blood. No, of course not.
I mean, well, what about an ottoman?
Only credenza, son. Now the ottoman sounds like armoire.
Son, why is it that you feel that you must separate from your father and his dream?
All right, I guess if it's time for honesty, it's my turn.
Do we need a drink?
I think so.
Okay.
Spit it out, son.
Well, Dad, you know how you've been making credenzas at a breakneck pace, and you've been going into what you call your fugue stage and finishing them without even knowing how or why. Well, that was me, Dad. I've been getting up in the middle of the night and finishing your credenzas, like one of those little elves from with the shoes in the story.
It was you.
Cobbler.
I don't know whether to be angry or proud, but I'm going to take the latter. You didn't have to hide from me, George.
I've grown past you, Dad. I'm tired of making credenzas. They're beneath me.
Beneath you?
Well, yeah. I've got so much more to give. These fingers were made to shape wood. And I think you've got more to give too, Dad.
Listen, I want to support you in any decision that you make, and if you think that this is a time for a change, then far be it for me to stand in your way, but there's one credenza that I had made that I wanted to give to you. I finished it the day you were born.
Oh, yeah?
My masterpiece, my opus. But I had to sell it. You see, we fell into hard times, and I had to sell it to the bushel.
Up on bushel plate?
That's right. And every day I'm just in agony that I did such a thing. I want to get it back. I tried to get it back. They would never sell it back to me. I offered them 3 times the amount on credit. But they said no.
Now your credenzas are known.
I'm going to break into their home and steal it. And I want you to do it with me. I want you to help me.
This seems like an awful idea.
No, it's a great
I
idea.
agree with you there, honey. I think that's a bad idea.
But that's it's just the best thing. I want to give it to him. He's going to leave the business. Take this with you. I need this son.
All right, Mom, it's okay. Those bushels are rich wackos. They'll never even see us coming. I've got a clipboard and a jumpsuit. Well, it's tell for the cable guy.
I love you so. Give me a hug. Steal with your father.
And then he said, you got the job!
Oh my goodness.
We need a drink.
We do. Non-alcoholic, please.
We got water.
Yes. Oh man.
Maybe we should hold off on the child.
But that's what we talked about. That's what we want.
No, but I don't want to saddle you with all of that responsibility when I'm not around. That's not fair to you, right?
It's not. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to you to miss out on your child's life.
I don't want to be an absentee father. I mean, I barely got to know my dad. I've lived with him my whole life.
You don't talk about your dad very much.
What is there to talk about? Yeah, Yeah, he was a workaholic, an alcoholic, other types of holics I don't even know about. It just felt like he was addicted to everything but me. I don't want to become that.
I don't want you to become that. You know what? I know this means a lot to you. So how about let's wait. I want you to be the most present dad possible. Let's put aside a little nest egg and you can quit your job and be a stay-at-home dad with the baby.
And then we'll have the calendars, and I was thinking of maybe a name for the baby. I was just walking downtown, and it popped into my head. I was walking past that furniture store. What do you think of credenza? Doesn't it have a nice ring to it?
It's a beautiful name. But would that be for a girl or for a boy?
I think it could be for anyone.
Credenza. Okay, here's to us working hard so we can have our own credenza.
And then I told her,
Yeah.
that's not a viola.
I just wanted to mix things up, shake things up. I thought we were getting a little, boring.
Boring.
Yeah. And so I just thought if you moved in with our butler for a little while, it would kind of be exciting.
Oh, you did this to spice things up.
Yes. I put on my spice things up face when I said it.
Not only did I lose my job at the tavern, and not only did the love of my life kick me out of my house, it was so because I'm boring.
No, Sam. I didn't say you were boring.
Get out.
What?
You heard me. Get out of my house.
Sam.
Marinda, I am putting my foot down.
Well, I find that sexy.
Not meant to be.
Sam.
You don't deserve it, isn't that?
Right. Yes, I'm confident that's true.
Sam.
Sorry, but I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
But the door was open.
Yes, well, I'm going to close it now for the first time in 6 years.
Sam. I don't want this.
Listen, but if there were, I would click it.
Oh, good going, sir. You know, things happening around here, not only around here, but around this town. Did you notice that the light...
I saw that one.
Have you noticed the lights off that one? Main Street have been flicking on and off like that as well.
You know what? I have noticed it, yes. That's bizarre.
I just, it's just that all of these rumors going around town.
You don't believe those rumors, Gerald, do you?
Oh, Daddy, I'm afraid.
You stole that credenza.
I had to do it, Emily. That credenza is a symbol of my family and my work and my life and a big regret that I have.
A regret?
Emily, I take my hands. You're the best thing I've ever decided to do. Marrying you, Emily, is the best decision I ever made in my life, and I never wanted to do anything to jeopardize that for you or George.
Of course not. Going and stealing credenza from the neighbors is not a way to do that.
Maybe not.
What is going on with you? Something, you are just different. This isn't about family and me. I think it's about your ego.
Different how?
Well, just like right now. You were never so stern with me before and so obsessed with the furniture.
I killed my father, Emily. I'm the one who slit his throat.
What?
Don't be afraid. This was a long time ago. It's okay. Have a seat, please.
Why? Why did you kill
He
my
was a disgusting man. felt something boil up in me, something I never wanted to feel ever again in my life, those 37 years ago.
Maybe you should see someone. I know a therapist. I'm sure she can get you in quickly. This is not normal. And you're making me afraid.
I want to do that, Emily. I don't ever want to join it.
I don't want to be
the therapist.
afraid.
Fine. I'll see the therapist, Emily. I love you.
I love you too, but I'm really worried about you.
Mr. Bushel! Mr. Bushel!
Yes.
Mr. Bushel, Gerald, I went back to Bushel's place. I thought maybe I'd say something kind to Mrs. Bushel in light of the terrible way that we sent her away. And my God, the credenza!
Not the credenza!
The credenza!
What happened to the credenza?
It's been stolen, sir! Yes!
Not the credenza that was made special and custom for Miranda.
How many credenzas do you have?
There's a closet full in the mansion.
Well, then I don't really know if that was the one or not.
The one in the mantle, next to the mantle.
Gerald, get the aperitif.
Yes!
Yeah, okay!
How did she take it? How did she feel?
I don't think she took it. She was upset it was missing.
I meant, how did she take it emotionally?
She was upset.
I was really upset you left the door open. I was so upset. That thing that you open and you close and you stick things in and
We all know what
Why?
I'm so sorry, dear. I know how much that credenza.
You bought it for me special for our anniversary and now it's gone.
I saved for 3 months.
I know, I love it too. And it's missing and now all of the things that I put inside of it are gone too.
We must find that credenza, sir. Not only was it important emotionally to you and to Mrs. Bushel, but I had something in there, something that I need very badly.
What would you put in our credenza?
Mine's non-alcoholic.
I've heard. I was talking to Penny, so I have a surprise too. First, thank you.
Cold!
I think of you two as like my best friends in the whole world. And you know, I've been making credenzas secretly in the middle of the night for the last 11 years.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So that finally came to let me do my own stuff. A crib and a rocking chair for you guys. My first very own thing that I carved. I made for you and Penny. For the baby I know you are.
I thought it was weird that you had a crib just sitting there.
You're gonna hear it. It's not it's for a baby. Small one.
Yeah, I'm just getting off of a really long shift.
Yeah, it's like a job one. I feel like I never see you anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I probably can't even stay that long. I should be home, but we're not doing the kid thing.
Oh. Yeah, these aren't for you then.
No, hey,
It was a coffee table.
George, I can see now that it's been a terrible friend.
No, hey. I mean, I did want to talk. Ever since Dad and I stole that credenza, seems like we've been growing apart, you know? We're supposed to bring us together, but somehow that felonious act has driven a wedge in our relationship. And I just thought, chance for me to focus on my work and bring something that I love to somebody that I love. So you know what? I'll keep them here. I know someday that you and Penny are gonna have a baby and the world will be better for it.
Hey, George. Now that you're 21, I suppose they told you that whole armoire story?
Yeah, I can't believe the Armoire gang killed my grandfather. It seems almost fantastical. Like somebody made it up out of whole cloth.
But George, I don't know how to put this, but it wasn't the Armoire gang. It was your father killed your grandfather.
What? That's not funny, Jeff. That's not a good joke. Why would you say that even? How would would you know that? And if you knew that, why wouldn't you tell me sooner? Or
It's
get him arrested? Or...
It's a secret that everyone in the town knows, and we just.
Everybody in the town knows, Mom knows that Dad killed Grandpa?
Look, everyone really likes those credenzas. They don't want your father going away.
Why did he do it? Why are you so calm about it?
I mean, I've known for a long time.
You got all this time to come to terms with it? Everybody's been lying to me?
I think they were just trying to protect you.
I don't think I understand.
I grew up with a father who did some bad things too, and it really soured our relationship. And then when he mysteriously disappeared 7 years ago, I was kind of happy. I was happy I'd never have to see him again.
Wow, that's dark.
I just thought you should know the truth about your father.
Thank you. You think it's safe to be around him? Like, I think it's safe. He's raised me as a loving father, taught me everything I know about woodworking. Do you think maybe he did it because Grandpa wasn't, you know?
Italy, you never come to my man cave.
I know, but how did it go with the therapist? You did go, right?
No. Listen, I don't need a therapist, Emily. That was 37 years ago. And I've been murder-free ever since. So I think 37-year buffer.
There are other reasons to go to therapy, like keeping a secret from your wife and family for the entirety of your relationship.
You know, Emily, I thought a part of me thought that you might have known already. Part of me was hoping that you would know.
Oh, I know. I trust you.
Out, Emily.
Oh, no.
For 37 years.
Okay, you really need a therapist.
Uh,
You're like, have another identity.
Emily.
More breaking news. Police have been receiving more panic phone calls regarding the zombies. A few missing person cases have been reported in our little town, as well as more grotesque animal mutilations, where animals have been found half eaten, dismembered, torn, skinned alive, and severely cuddled. Police are advising that all residents stay indoors until further notice. I, for one, plan on going home to my delicious wife and child in order to enjoy a delicious meal. What is Ellen?
Mr. Bushel, thank you for meeting me out here. I know it's dark and a little bit frightening, but
Yes.
I have very important news to tell you.
Oh, spit it out, Joe.
I found it. I found the credenza. You did, right? Yes. The gentleman who makes them, that Johnson fellow, Mark Johnson, it's in his house. I always knew there was something fishy about that man. I was walking around looking for the credenza, and I passed by his house. I hid. I know I said put, yes. But this is very important that I can't risk you not understanding it. Oh, I get it. I hid behind the hood, yes, of a car, yes. And I looked into the window, and I saw him all by himself, carrying that credenza. Why, you must understand how heavy that credenza is. It's at least 500. All by himself, down into the basement. And as he went down, I heard him say distinctly,
but every so often I remember in my dreams, I hear that same blood-curdling scream, and you know what it sounded like?
no, can you make a facsimile of it?
Absolutely.
Oh, I couldn't help but overhear that, and I'm coming right in because there's no door.
Well, you might as well know, we found the credenza. But Mark Johnston,
Who took it?
The builder of the credenza.
Oh my God!
don't panic.
I am panicked. It's our credenza.
Yes, but we're going to get it back. We must go immediately. We must go right now into the hole, into that basement, and retrieve that credenza. Yes, let's go. I'm taking the piano. You never know.
I want to go too, Sam.
Fine, let us go.
No, I'll help you with that.
Well, I brought that piano with me. Out here.
Have you asked George where she is?
I can't find George either. He told me that he was going to a birthday party with you.
Turn me in. You knew all this time, but you never did anything about it. That makes you an accomplice.
I was not even born when it happened. You know what the statute of limitations is.
But still,
This is not going to help us find Emily or George.
Well, what happened to Emily then? Did you do this to
I
her?
keep your hands off me. How could you assume such a thing? You just...
Here. I love you so much. You're the love of my life. C. Pretty sure that's a C. C. You can see me for me. And that's all I have to say.
Beautiful.
I went to Julia.
I wish you'd finish. Because that song was just, oh, it makes my heart burst.
Well, I just want you to know that I've always loved you. Ever since I left. Ever since I moved here.
Since you moved here.
Yes.
You were going to say left. What did you mean by that?
Yes, I was going to say left. Well, what I'm trying to say is, here in this dark wood road, with no one around, that I had a goal in mind when we first met. And it was not what you'd think. It was not to live the life that you promised me. Live at the top of the hill in the Bushels home or place, whatever it's called. It was to devour you.
To what?
To devour
To begin with.
We shall be united.
As one.
Let us break back and start new and form.
So, Sam,
Yes, Marinda.
you are now the love of my life for real.
You are the love of my life, and you should know my real name.
What is it?
Oh!
Oh! Destiny! My name is...
Beautiful. kind of house of horrors is this?
Is the radio Justin? Are you there? Are you there? Answer the call. Tell me the radio. Who's there?
Me?
Who? You.
Who are you?
I am the Overlord, and soon our vast fleets shall be entering your atmosphere. What shall we come, Art Johnson?
You're the landlord?
The Overlord.
It must be a very large property then.
You sound not like Art Johnson.
I don't understand.
This is his space, his unique area to commune with us. We are coming soon, wherever you are, over and out.
Penny, I'm throwing my laptop out the window.
What? Show how much you love our little family by working hard. I made you a scarf for an anniversary present.
Oh, thank God! Hey, Jeff!
Hey, where is it go? What's wrong?
You're alive!
Yeah.
Oh, I thought... Sorry, your father came by.
Oh, God, I'm so glad you're okay. I think there's something wrong with him. There's something wrong with this town.
George, do you know where your mom is?
No, I went back looking for her. I went down to the basement. This is all I found. It's her ear.
Oh, why are you holding it?
We have the same ears.
You have a bit more piercings, but yeah.
I'm progressive.
Don't put that against your face! Oh my gosh, you're...
So your mom is gone.
I think Dad killed her. You think Dad killed her? He's the murdering one.
Yeah!
We gotta get out of here. There's more going on. I heard there's zombies wandering around. You guys, we are not safe here. Is there somewhere we could go?
Help! Help! Is anybody anywhere? Help me! Help me!
Gerald? Oh, the butler? Get my mom. It's okay.
It's Johnson. It must be Johnson.
Come in.
Close the door.
I went into the basement to find our credenza. I found it, and then, I don't know, I heard a voice, and it was the Overlord, and it sounded horrible, and it kind of sounded like Johnson, but it didn't, and then there were body parts everywhere. There were arms and legs and brains.
Oh, got the rest of Mom.
Look, we need to find some shelter. I think I have a place. My office, it has a warehouse attached. It's where we keep all the furniture that we ship. It's a lot of armoires and other things, but it might be a good place for us to hold up while we figure everything out.
We have to go quickly. The voice said that they were coming. They were coming. I'm sure it's this zombie nonsense people were talking about. Maybe it's not nonsense. Maybe that's why the lights have been flickering all over town. Maybe that's the signal calling them all, or announcing that they're here and it's time for them to devour everybody.
Yes, well, here, let's go. Right around the corner.
This town is not small.
Okay, there's no to get in. Let me just do it right, or else the whole alarm blares.
Hurry up, please.
All right, come in.
I can't believe you have humidity control in here. Some nice stuff.
Lots of nice chairs.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want the furniture to get too oversaturated with water. It's shipping hazard.
I think we would have spoken about this before, but I guess everybody can have their secrets.
I've just been exporting.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Bushel, they were with me. They're close to the Johnson house. They might be in trouble.
I wouldn't go there.
Wait, so you're a butler, right? And it's your sworn duty to protect her.
Well, we're not really in that relationship any longer. We moved out into my place.
Look, are you a butler or not?
No, not going to set me out there alone, are you?
No, I'll go with you.
No,
Here,
I've got nothing left to live for. I should go. Me and Mom.
Be safe, George.
Thank you. You don't see me again.
George, you're gonna come back.
Remember that I love you. Love you. Are you ready?
Could you open the door, please?
Go!
Jeff, I'm so scared. The zombie, how do we know that we're gonna be okay?
Penny, what I know is that I love you, and if there's some terrible thing out there that is going to bring an end to it all, then I'm happy I'm with you.
I love you too. We can make the most of our time here. We can think of ways to knit more.
We should make that big. It's not a horniness thing, it's just,
It's kind of yes.
yes, I know it's not, yes, well, our ball collection.
Of creatures and stole her way through any small crack. But you must not be discovered by the humans. If it wasn't for your treachery to taking the credenza in the first place, we wouldn't be in this situation.
I paid for it!
Did you?
With money!
It's our anniversary gift.
We are in love.
We are. It is obvious.
You're kind of a third wheel.
Get out.
Now you can
Okay.
It's always been like this with you, ever since our first breath into this corporeal form.
Right.
You have always kept me as second. And now I am the third. Always diminished. Always brought down.
Well, you haven't pulled your weight. We must settle this here and now.
Then we will settle it as true Americans.
We must do the ancient duel of death.
No, not the ancient duel.
Then let us put the legs in the proper order.
On three. That's 1 point for me. That's 1 point for you. Final point. I am still number one, and you shall bow to me. Now let us get that. Woo-wee! Ball collection holds up. You big child.
Doesn't work like that. But I'm actually getting a little bit worried that Gerald and George are still gone.
Right. It's been, well, we did it. That was the third time. It's been, hey, 4 hours?
It's a long time.
It's been a while since we went 4 hours. Did you hear that?
I thought it was in my head.
It's foggy outside. There's creatures moving. I don't long as we stay in here, I don't think anything.
Are you sure?
I have the seal there, tight.
But I'm just so worried that we're gonna be stuck in here for forever and no one's ever gonna find us and it feels like the end of the world.
Penny, this is just the beginning of our world. So what? And you're gonna have someone to knit for?
Knit all the baby sweaters?
Yeah, and you know, my cell phone still has 37% battery, and I just low power mode that might last us. And
What about food?
well,
I don't.
under my desk I have some snacks. I really wasn't prepared for this.
We're not gonna make it, Jeff.
Penny, do not say that. We are going to make it. We are going to start a new life in this warehouse until the government sends in the army and they clear this town and rescue us, right? This can't be the end.
But it feels like it is. You know what? You're right. Positive talk. How about I knit us?
Recite the Butler Code of Honor.
The Butler Code of Honor is open the damn door!
Just let him in, okay? It's fine.
It's George. I don't know, he was right behind me, and I was walking, and then I turned around, and he wasn't there. And I called for him, and I heard a scream, and then I saw a big splotch of red blood on a tree. I think something happened to him. George.
And you just ran away?
Yeah.
George! How did you just leave him and then come crawling back to us?
What was I to do? What am I supposed to do? I'm just a man, damn it. I don't know how to handle myself in situations like this. You think butlers are trained for very much? We're really not. We get things, we clean things, we open doors, we close doors. I didn't even know there was one.
I was just making that up. Did you even rescue the bushels?
Will you come with me, please?
Jeff.
Please, you'll be safe here. I can't go out there on my own, and we must do something. We must find somebody else who's still human.
No, I'm not a butler. I'm something else, but I never wanted to be. I was born into a life I didn't want, and I thought I could escape. I fled where I came from, searching for a new place where it would be so horrific, where I could start a new life, maybe have a job and a family, but work always comes calling. A directive came in yesterday. Look, I just need to protect Penny. She's important to me.
Yes, important to me as well. We'll protect her together, right?
I have a quota.
God, are you a police officer?
No. I'm something slightly less violent.
And through time, if necessary, I vow that I shall uphold the honor of the ancient tribe of Zom-Com! So good, I don't even need that. You see, the artifact that one of your kind hid in that credenza. Of course I knew it was there, which is why I safeguarded that credenza in the house in which I found employment for all of those years. So the day that the signals of the blinking lights alerted you and your heinous horde that the time has come, the ancient Cladach, the only thing, when combined with my power, that can kill your fetid insect-like kind.
But, yeah, Butler, I told you my story of woe. I never wanted to be this. I never wanted to be a zombie.
We are what we are, beast.
Then I shall not fight it. Please, you just must promise to keep my penny safe.
You know, seeing you like that, I wish I didn't have to do this.
Wait! For one moment, I must tell you one last thing. I have impregnated her. And one of my masters impregnated an earth woman. They sired a boy who was half zombie. And so, if you kill me now, just know that our kind will rise. We will infect the human race. And soon your kind will die out.
Are you telling me that somewhere out there there's a half-human, half-zombie?
He's not too far.
They said it could never be. They said it could never happen.
It did.
That sheds a whole new light on the situation, doesn't it? Why, for all of this time, it was either us or them, humans or you. No one ever thought it was possible for there to be a highway, for the two species to come together and somehow make one and live in, God forbid, peace.
And so you're at an impasse. Do you make kind, or do you stay true to your oath?
I don't know. I don't even know if you're telling me the truth.
I could be lying.
Yes. Yes, that's what you are. You are a liar, and you're kind and all liars!
George! George! I found you here in the woods! Thank goodness! Oh. Are you safe? Are you injured? Are you harmed? Come here, my son! Come!
You did that to Mom.
I did.
What did you do to me, Dad? Why do I keep looking at this ear and wanting to eat it?
Because you are half alien, son.
No!
Listen to me, George. This was never my intention to come here and impregnate a human. It was quite a fantastic experience. Because it gave rise to inevitability, to you.
What am I? I'm some sort of freak.
No! Come here in the moonlight, please. I will not harm you, I promise. Take my hand. Close your eyes. Tell me what you see.
I see a world at war.
Yes.
Overrun. Fire.
Yes!
Death. And destruction.
I'm going to take you to the moment that you were conceived with your mother.
Oh, God. Can we skip a little Why?
Because I wanted you to see that there is love in my heart, that I'm not pure evil. And I have known this, Georgia, that part of her is now in me. And being a zombie, after they've consumed the once, I can take their form. Do you wish to speak to her?
Son!
Wait.
Son. Thank you, that's better. No, I can really hear you. I'm so sorry, son.
anymore.
What are you going to do?
I think I have to stop this, Mom. I wish I was
Stand back! I'll destroy this beast.
I know you killed my grandfather and likely ate him. And then 37 years later, killed my mom and definitely ate her. So the cycle has to end somewhere.
Yes,
It has to.
listen to me.
You are being led astray.
No!
Is no good in their kind. There is nothing that they give to the world except death and destruction, and hatred and fear and prejudice.
And me.
And him, he is the half-breed. It has finally come, the chosen one.
Please.
I will sacrifice myself to protect you.
Do you know how many of my family these vermin have killed?
He showed me a war raging centuries, millennia, across galaxies. Every planet left in ruins in your wake.
You think it's only your planet that's riddled by endless war, human?
No, but I would like it to stop here, now.
It never stops! Not as long as their kind breathes!
He's right. But he is not only our salvation, but yours as well. For even without us, you have created such a world of atrocities. Within 100 years, billions have been destroyed.
I shall prove to you what these creatures are. Call your horde. I shall take this amulet, without which I cannot kill them. I shall stand here, and you shall see if they could possibly resist killing me. And when I die, I do so to teach you what the world is really like.
Mr. and Mrs. Bushel?
That's right.
I can't resist. Can't resist.
Well, what now you have to. You have to end it from here. Mr. Bushel, they don't have any. They make fake meat now. They grow it in the lab.
Nothing.
Possible.
Just let me in here.
Be who you think you are, if you can, monster.
You better.
It's impossible, my friend. I'm afraid there can be no peace between the humans and us.
Do you see what I told you?
Ow!
Then,
Do you see a single mark?
on him!
George, I've been waiting in the warehouse for hours.
Hey, wait. It worked.
You are pregnant with...
One of me.
Oh, listen, just
No, I said that wrong. Jeff was a zombie. And I'm half zombie.
zombie killer.
You killed my husband.
And I must kill you.
No.
Don't you know what she's carrying?
Me?
Oh my God, I need to kill you as well.
No.
No.
We're just creatures who want to live.
Haven't I shown you?
People blinded by their hate, by their years of boring. We don't know those things. I just want to work wood. Make art walls.
I just want to carry just baby credenza.
She knits.
Already made 7 sweaters, Leslie.
How How can I go against centuries of training? I gave it the one chance I had.
And yet, despite all that, they didn't even touch you. They didn't harm you.
Because I...
Gerald.
This is the world you want?
A world that's not torn apart by war, where we choose peace instead of fighting?
Where you try, with no guarantee of what's going to come out of no guarantee what you're going to turn out to be, or what this baby is going to turn out to be. How do you live with that type of fear and risk and the unknown?
Because you never really know what anybody's going to turn out to be, human or zombie. You just do the best you can and
Just live.
take it out when they're 18.
I warn you that I shall destroy this amulet. I shall leave and retire in a retreat so far from your kind that you will never be able to call on me again.
We'll find a way. Doesn't even burn my skin. Thank you for this chance. Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Scared of the future, but
You too.
credenza and I are gonna be okay.
Next. But I know now that I send you out there with an entire alphabet of possibilities. Some letters of great optimism. Some letters of great danger. Be careful. Choose well. Because A is for always new things might be there. B is for be open to new possibilities. Or Z is for some. Designed and built by Valerie-Yield-on-Green, who's sitting right over there. If you had fun, please come back and see the show again. It's always brand new, it's always improvised, it's always based on your suggestions, and sometimes that ending is better. We're doing this show Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the next 3 days. Come back, tell your friends, bring them along with you. We'd love to have more and more people in this house as we continue to do the show this weekend, and hopefully people just as wonderful as you. On the way out there, there are some postcards advertising the show. Please take some, pass them around. Your word of mouth is our greatest form of advertising, and we appreciate it very much. You'll also see a big bucket over there. If you have any spare change or spare $100 bills, if you wouldn't mind dropping it in the bucket. We are a 501c3 organization, and we depend very much on the generosity of our patrons to keep doing what we're doing. If you'd like to make a larger donation to us, we appreciate it. There's some envelopes out there. You can take it home, write a check, and mail it to us. Anything will be helpful. There is absolutely, honestly, no amount of money too big that we will not take it from you. So please help us out. We appreciate that. In February, you see, this is the start of our 23-24 season. This is our first show. We have 3 more shows. They're all on your program. They're all amazing. If you would like to see the 3 remaining shows for the ridiculously low price of just $57, holy moly, is that ridiculous? You can become a 3-show subscriber and do just that. So rush home go on to synergytheater.com and subscribe to the rest of our season. We'd appreciate it very much. If you have a friend in the cast and you'd like to say hello, give us about 10 minutes, and we'll be out by the stage door in the back. Thank you all so much for being here. We love you and good night.